Hi there, Richard Tubb here in the Tubbservatory, keeping my eye out for top resources to help you to grow your MSP business. So without further ado, here are my 5 a week from the MSP space. A platform that's caught my attention is the open source ERP and CRM, Odoo. I'm hearing great things about Odoo from managed service businesses who are impressed by its power and simplicity. Definitely want to keep an eye on. A short video that will help MSP owners is the 10 key competencies of leadership from Tribero. In under 4 minutes, Trevor Norman and his team at Tribero share some valuable leadership tips. Now, an excellent article well worth reading is Tilly Travers writing for Smarter MSP on threat predictions for 2023 from Barracuda MSP's Security Frontline. The article asks 5 top cybersecurity experts, including Riaz Lakhani of Barracuda, for their advice to MSPs going into 2023. This is advice that every MSP should read and take on board to help keep you and your clients safe. An open source Microsoft 365 alternative? Well, that's just one of the resources James Steele of Linode mentions in his latest MSP Partner Roundup video. Linode also shines a spotlight on Linux-focused MSP Dogsbody Technologies. This video is well worth 5 minutes of your time. And finally, the next PAX 8 virtual launch briefing takes place on the 8th of December 2022. Now, the launch briefing is 90 minutes with just one goal: grow your MSP business. I'm hearing great things about these launch briefings from MSPs who have attended, so I'd highly encourage you to check it out. Registration is now open.
Since the phrase quiet quitting went viral on TikTok in the summer, there's been a constant buzz about it in the press. But is this just the same as good old-fashioned disengagement under a fancy new name? Computer Weekly's Kath Everett suggests that the quitters often result in other staff picking up the slack, which could lead to burnout or them simply moving on. This article is full of pointers on how to take the necessary remedial actions as a leader to build resilience in your own workforce. Back for a second season is veteran MSP expert Chris Tate's Tate Talks. The half-hour interviews with MSP luminaries kicked off again in November following a short hiatus. You can catch all of the previous Season 1 episodes here too in case you missed them. The episode with Robert Bohr of Keepable is a great introduction into how he found a niche in the market to make compliance as a service much less of a headache for small businesses. If only there was a way to prevent people in your business from sharing sensitive data. Well, if you're a Microsoft 365 Business Premium customer, you can. This blog from Integral IT's Jonathan Edwards gives you a step-by-step guide in how to set up policies within 365's data loss protection portal. There is also a video to help guide you as well, should you need it. When it comes to sales, your ability to answer tough questions demonstrates your understanding of how your products and services are likely to meet your customers' needs. This article from Zementum contains essential tips to help you prepare for those common objections and difficult questions by giving you 7 of the most common for you to prepare for. These questions will help you demonstrate your value as an MSP, which is vital in closing a sale with a potential client. And finally, the Not an MSP Show is back. Pete Matheson, Andrew Moon and Scott Riley are joined once again by our very own Richard Tubb. They'll be sharing their insights on a range of MSP-related subjects in live broadcasts, from ways to reduce your customer support costs to maximising customer lifetime value. Subscribe to their YouTube channel now. French MSP BeMSP launched a community for French-speaking managed service providers earlier this year. MSPHERE or MSPHERE is a collective intelligence community where members can get in touch and share expertise and get answers from a team of experts. The community already has 132 members and is growing. Their values focus on kindness, mutual aid, sharing and solidarity. As a business owner, your employees are an essential part of the machine that makes your enterprise work. A workforce out of balance will affect productivity and your bottom line could be affected as a result. This short guide from SuperOps gives a few pointers on what you can do to support your staff if they are working long hours, forgetting to take proper breaks, or just feeling disengaged. The customer experience is an important factor that sets you apart from your competition, so it's worth investing the time to get it right. This blog post from Midlands MSP 2Logic offers 7 tools that can be utilised to up your communications game in 2023, and thanks to cloud technology, these won't cost you a fortune to implement. In case you missed the Acronis Cyberfit Summit last month, Acronis have written a pair of blog posts with all the highlights from the event for you to read at your leisure. Split over the 2 days, they give a full recap of the keynotes, product announcements, and the roadmap for 2023. Highlights from the event included the Dragon Cyber Cup, a panel of women in cyber, and live broadcasts from the Cyber Studio featuring interviews by our very own Richard Tubb. And finally, it was on the 3rd of December 1992 when an engineer in Berkshire sent the first text message. It was sent on an Orbital 901 phone to the office manager who was at a Christmas party at the time, and it simply read "Merry Christmas." According to Statista, the humble SMS is in decline. There were 40 billion text messages sent in 2021, while in comparison, there are 100 billion WhatsApp messages sent every day.
If you've not yet come across ChatGPT, then prepare to be impressed at how this artificial intelligent chatbot works. For example, in this article for CNET, David Lum explains how ChatGPT can fight hospital bills and even invent bedtime stories for your children. Every MSP should be aware of how AI applications work in the here and now. With Elon Musk's turbulent takeover of Twitter, many tweets are moving to rival social media platform Mastodon. Now, unlike Twitter, Mastodon is decentralized, meaning the services consist of independently run servers. So this article from Hilary Wilmoth of alternative cloud provider Linode should be of interest, as it describes how to easily deploy a Mastodon server using the Linode marketplace. With the economic crunch comes a situation which many MSPs dread: clients non-payment or indeed going bust. Jason Kemsley at Uptime Solutions gives some advice to MSPs on identifying risks and mitigating them. News that the UK government will extend its network infrastructure and systems regulation to cover MSPs. Islam Solomon reports for IT Europa that the update aims to improve the cybersecurity of firms providing critical services such as healthcare, water, energy and computing, and they'll all be supported by a £17 million fine if they fail to effectively implement security measures. And finally, MSP expert Pete Matheson spent 7 days working in the Metaverse and has documented his findings in his latest video. Could the next iteration of working from home include donning an Oculus virtual reality headset and collaborating in the Metaverse? This may not be as crazy as you think, as Matheson's video explains. James Steele of Linode dons his Christmas hat for the latest MSP update video, where he talks about Akamai's next-gen cloud plans, the virtual desktop king, ransomware recovery advice, and much, much more. Now, James's videos have been a goldmine of great information for MSPs throughout the year, so if you've not checked them out yet, make sure to do so now. Late payments from clients are the scourge of cash flow issues for managed service providers. So if you're looking at shoring up your credit control next year, then check out the 2022 Late Payments Report from Chaser.io. This report assesses the current global severity of late payments, how they can be reduced, and what methods businesses have implemented to deal with late payments. Here's a glowing book recommendation from MSP legend Karl Palachuk. The 1 Minute Manager by Ken Blanchard and Spencer Johnson is a great book for learning how to give employee feedback, says Palachuk in his latest video. Looking ahead to 2023, the managed services sector should brace for more private equity or PE activity, says Flow Transform's CEO Etienne Grief. In this article by James Cohen of CRM, we're told by the Flow Transform CEO how he believes more companies are likely to become the targets of PE investment in order to consolidate and grow. And finally, for the more mature, experienced IT professionals amongst us, Linus Tech Tips have produced a hilarious video where young people try out Windows 98. Windows 98? Who remembers that?
My briefcase. Okay, no clue. That's not in any of the Windows that I've tried.